What if we tried to fuck the corpse?
So outrageous the toll. You can lose all you have. You refuse to give in to the down that takes all. To survive, you must have the will. How this movie doesn't end the way we want. All the time, and he shouts at the moon. She's gone. Fears will come. He was walking a mile. He was walking alone. All
I decided just on a whim to continue your search for snake dildos. And the one I came up with is 120 euros, but it looks like instead of being meant to look like an actual like lizard or whatever snake is, a reptile, it looks like a drain snake. 86 centimeters long.
That'll clean your pipes.
That'll clean your pipes, absolutely. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you can use that for a colonoscopy.
Let's see. Special highlight is the thin inserted tube, which allows a small amount of liquid to be shot out while inserting the dildo. A very helpful tool.
For what? Like artificial insemination?
This very special dildo from Endurable Vinyl Rubber is available in the two diameters, 25 millimeter and 40 millimeter. Take your time to think about the diameter. It is less important than Take you time to think about the diameter. It's less important than expected. Both dildos need very experienced players who know how to use this novelty.
We're experienced players.
Yeah, so I started checking on Amazon. The first thing that comes up is one that kind of looks like an earthworm. And then there's snake, and they cross out the word dildo, and there's a 52-inch rubber toy snake. As if they know that you can use it as a dildo, but you're not supposed to.
I mean, you can also give it to the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
After you cleaned it off.
What the fuck? I'm reading this? The first paragraph of the snake dildo. A surprising tool for very special games. This dildo has the famous length of 86 centimeters. When you insert it very carefully, it penetrates both sphincters after each other. And a long part of the colon, too. You can follow the tip in with your thoughts, and you'll be surprised where it finds its final place after inserting the full length.
Oh my god, that's how people die. That's how people die. Don't do that.
Jesus!
Don't.
I can't believe that's real!
Is it so flexible that you can actually, like, I mean, the colon has, like, twists and turns, you know? I don't even know what, no. Just...
I wonder what language this originally was in. Private jewelry?
Private jewelry.
Private Jewelry, the star of military porn spoof.
I mean...
There are various reasons to wear a cock ring. Many people like the look and the shining.
Many people like The Shining. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Many men like the feel of having their cock and balls encircled. The ring can feel as though someone has taken hold of you in an intimate grip.
Like that scene in The Shining with the guy in the dog suit.
I mean, if you want to know what language this was in, you just have to find out where dildos come from. Like, where are dildos born?
Like, where they're home?
I have to go to the dildo farms and find out.
A lot of children had to work overtime to make your dildos. Don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, I assume they just raised them from birth at the dildo farm.
The children or the dildos?
Both.
They grow up together.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
It has this website has an entire leather section, but it refers to it as gummy.
Yeah, that's the German word for it, so there you go.
Mm.
Oh, I thought that they just thought it was edible.
It could be. Who knows? But gummi is German for rubber. Yeah, that's what people come here for. Like the hot
All your
dildo
rubber.
takes.
Mm. Yeah, to our D&D podcast.
Alright, everybody, as you can tell, you're listening to Funk Dunk Plays, a serious Dungeons & Dragons podcast where we never get sidetracked. This is episode, let's see, what are we on?
8.
69? 420? 8, yeah, okay.
Close enough.
Episode 8, and last week we had a relatively tame episode with no divergences or anything, with just a lot of character development and world building. Today, we ended with the announcement that Bilfoldor, the wizard who lives in town and works closely with the police to give their weapons a magical ability, has died. He has been murdered, it seems. They're definitely treating it like a murder, a full investigation. And you, Team Snootless, have been commissioned by the many to track down, to find out who killed Bilfoldor and why, and if they're looking for a job. Because someone who's that powerful is definitely someone that the many would like to have on their side. Jade Elise is being disguised currently as Walpian Detective Mongoshan First, and it is in disguise as the big, burly, seen-it-all, world-weary detective Jasmine Sparkledust. So, I'm assuming you are now taking your fake detective outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to do whatever it is you do now. You do know that he was found in his tower. Because, of course, he has a tower, because all wizards live in towers.
Of course. And the tower is like in the middle of the city. Or like
It's
outside.
relatively central.
Mm-hmm.
It's in town. Yeah, and you get the impression that there's a possibility, at least, that since his enchantments only worked as long as he lived, that there's a possibility that they might have even had a proximity.
Mm.
So in order to keep the magical weapons of the guards magical, maybe he had to, be in town.
Mm.
Mm.
He didn't get a vacation either. I get him.
When he did, crime did too.
Okay, so I guess talk to the cops.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's some kind of investigation going on there, and we can consult with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are you going to do that?
Is there a cop station?
And I was gonna say if they have like a picket line at the tower, like
Oh, the tower
investigation
itself?
tape and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, we
we'll
start there.
go to the scene of the crime
Okay.
and talk to whatever detectives they have standing around there.
Okay, there are several police horses mulling about.
Oh,
Tied to stuff actually in reality, but you get my point. You can tell they're police horses because they have
badges.
like
Red and blue
bright
headlights on their
blue
heads.
lamps on their heads. Yes. There's some padding, so it's not uncomfortable for the horse. And the horses have been trained to whinny out with a.
Sorry.
They're not doing that right now because they're stopped.
Yeah.
What a totally Flintstoning the police department.
So funny. This is so funny. I have no idea. This is killing me. I love horses.
I know.
Okay.
Trust me. I knew.
All about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there are blinking
and-
horses, there are probably
Yep.
also cops.
And basically, the road in front of the tower is basically blocked off. And you see various guards milling about, talking. But mostly they seem to be not necessarily investigating as much as just keeping people away. But you do see one person in particular. He wasn't wearing a regular guard uniform, but he's also wearing sort of like a cloak. Not like a robe, but like a big, beige cloak. He has a little notepad and it looks like a pencil. And he is just, jotting down notes and muttering to himself.
Seems like our guy.
And he looks definitely is a likely person that would know stuff and things. You need to get to him because there's a perimeter. And he's well inside it.
What was the, sorry for being dumb, the country again that we're from?
Walp.
Walp.
W-A-L-P.
Walp. And the adjective for that is Walpian or?
Walpian,
Walpian.
yes. And Walp is a desert kingdom, and just a little bit of basic background knowledge that you would have. Relations between Walp and... I named this place. I finally did. Because I realized I hadn't.
Our place?
The name of the nation you're in is Trask.
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 Not
T-R-A-S-K.
Tarask, but Trask.
Yes, I did name it after the Trask.
Oh, cool.
I was banging my head for an idea, because once I introduced the country of Walp, I'm like, fuck, I gotta think of a country that they're in now, I didn't think to name it. But anyway, relations between Trask and Walp have always been sort of chilly. They're not friends. The trade is limited between them. They did have a war a little over 100 years ago that ended in a lot of casualties and very, very slight border adjustments. Since then, there have been a few skirmishes, basically more saber rattling than anything else. The fact that Bilfoldor had, come to this city to work for it was considered a really big olive branch from WoW that they would allow this. Because he was incredibly old, to the point where no one even could remember a time when he wasn't already incredibly old. And he was a very favored and respected wizard within WoW, and for him to have come over to Trask about 60, 70 years ago, that was a big deal. And now he's dead. People are assuming murder, and you were sent here using powerful teleportation magic, which explains how you got here so quick. That's your backstory. That's the sort of the quick and dirty of the history between the two nations, and why it wouldn't seem odd at all that they would send their own investigators, because they don't necessarily trust the people of your country.
And we're from, what do they call it? The Walpian Police, what?
The Walpian Federal Investigation Bureau.
Nice.
Okay. So, are you taking point on this, I assume?
We're both, very good at what we do in the Walpian FIB. Okay, cool. So we need to get into the, area. They have closed it off.
Yeah.
Yep, near
Someone
the
is-
perimeter there is, they actually have, little cones, and between the cones are swaths of yellow fabric embroidered with the words "Police line do not cross."
Very fancy.
Somebody knows how to knit.
They don't have tape.
Yeah.
You know.
There's only that one ribbon though. Like there can only be one murder at a time because it takes a lot of fucking time to embroider something like that.
Yeah. And you can, at the end, where, you know, like, the perimeter ends, instead of it being just tied off and torn off, it's tied off and the rest of it is in a bag.
Yeah.
Because you never know how big a perimeter you have, so they're not going to cut it. they need to reuse this thing.
So someone's holding people back from getting too close.
Yeah, we can walk
Yeah, but there are
up to them.
basically guards standing around the perimeter, you know, basically sort of being like, hey, you know, we're the popo. Stay away from this crime scene. There was a crime. This is a scene. You know, doing stuff like that.
Okay, so we're gonna just walk up to one of the guards. And, yeah, that dude's probably gonna look at us. Or that lady. I don't want to assume.
This is actually a lady.
Ooh, I like those.
She's a lady cop. She's not dressed as a sexy lady cop though.
No.
So she would not. She wouldn't be, you know, really enjoying it if you were at a Halloween party.
Okay, so we're gonna hold our badges up for her to see, and I'm gonna say, Detective Jasmine Sparkledust from the Walpian Federal Investigation Bureau. We're here to find out what happened to one of our most beloved citizens.
Her eyes kind of go wide as she realizes, like, oh fuck, international relations just happened. And she just kind of like holds up one finger and runs off to the dude in the cloak. There's a quick, like, really hushed rush conversation, and you're not sure what he says, because it's kind of muffled. But she turns kind of ash white, and he shoves his notebook back over to his pocket and kind of like stomps over towards you, and you get the feeling he may have used the filthiest word in the entire language.
What did she do?
She just explained who you were and why you were
Yeah.
there.
And then he said, fuck.
No,
Poop.
he said Trump. And she turned ash white because that's a word no one uses in a polite conversation.
Dude's got issues.
He's like, basically he sounded, looked like he was really fucking annoyed.
You're fucking up his scene, yeah.
Yeah, like, this is his crime scene, and all of a sudden he knows it would create an international scene, possibly provoke a war, if he doesn't let you join in the investigation, but he just doesn't want to fucking do it. You know? You can tell that from his body language. He's, like, pissed off, but resigned at the same time, you know?
What a charming man.
He walks up to you, and he flashes his badge at you, and says, Chief Detective Coblock.
Is that his last name, or is that first and
Yes.
last name?
It's his last name, Coblock. He's not telling you his first name.
Okay, why would he?
You're not on a first name basis with him. I take it you're the ones from Walp. That it? That what I'm hearing?
Detective Jasmine Sparkledust, and this is my esteemed colleague. I can't pronounce.
Detective Fast.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. Yes.
He raises up. He holds up the embroidery, the cloth for you to go under.
I go down.
Yeah.
On him, yes.
Sure.
Investigation.
Can I roll investigation to determine his dick size?
You know what? Because you're just sort of taking a quick glance. Yes, you can.
25. 25. What that dick do?
You can tell, number one, that he's a grower, not a shower.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep, and it appears to be roughly 7 inches when erect, and he does not appear to be circumcised.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a completely average dick, right?
Slightly above average.
Above average? Okay.
Maybe like half an inch more than the average, but you know. Nothing to be ashamed
No,
of, but
it's
it's not
okay.
exactly what we're talking about, like, super dick.
Okay, yeah.
But really, anything bigger than that could be painful.
Yeah, no, I'm satisfied. That's good information to have, you know.
Okay. Anyway, after he lets you in, he goes, Fat Waterco's gonna do you, but I guess you can take a look inside. Telling you, been on the force 27 years, I've never seen anything like it. Dude's obviously been killed, that's for sure. Living people got more head. But no sign of forced entry. He's going over his notes. No sign of forced entry. The golem didn't see anything. No sign of a struggle.
Did you interrogate the golem?
Of course I interrogated the golem. Well, interviewed the golem. You don't interrogate a golem. What are you going to do, threaten Clay?
Have you heard any interesting rumors in this case? I can roll persuasion if I need to try to get information out of him.
Yeah, you can roll.
Considering he is disposed against us, I figure it might help.
That is true.
10. Wasn't a very good roll.
He's just like, rumors? Other than what? The entire criminal underworld wanted him dead? And now our magical weapons don't work anymore. To make everything better. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go home and destroy a bottle of whiskey and hope this guy's alive in the morning, and just stalks off.
He just runs off on us.
Stalks off.
Yeah, he had nothing useful to say, I guess.
Hey! Chief Detective Cockblock!
He stops. Yes?
We're obviously not from around here, so don't you have any idea who around here is powerful enough to pull off something like that? There's gotta be something you've had your eye on in the past.
Bilfoldor, the most powerful wizard in the entire kingdom. There's no one who could have done this. No one I've ever heard of, at least.
Well, obviously there is. Amateurs.
He gives you the finger,
Fair.
and he walks
Fair.
off.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Let's talk to that golem.
Yeah, we're gonna head inside.
Okay, you enter. You're on the first floor is one big room with an extremely high ceiling, considering it's the tower. The ceiling is like just really a huge vaulted ceiling. It's got chandeliers. There are tapestries hanging from the walls, really big ones. There's a big dining table. It's definitely a lavishly appointed room for meeting and entertaining guests, basically.
Mm.
It looks very nice.
Is that where he was killed, or?
Nope.
No. Okay. Where was he killed?
You didn't ask.
Okay, so I guess we can look around for the room with the giant blood stain and or this golem that we heard about, who might be a witness.
Like I said, the first floor is literally just one room.
Sure, we'll roll that investigation. Why not? That's a 12.
I might as well roll one. I don't have a great investigation.
Well, that's 19
All right.
when you combine it, so.
Alyssa doesn't notice anything, but it does, when looking around and sort of poking, notices that the door, when you opened it, you know, the latch, the door handle, everything seemed to be working perfectly fine, and there was no sign of distress on it at all. So there was no signs of forced entry, at least through the door, and there are no windows.
So they either got in through an upper floor, or teleported in.
Both of those seem like possibilities to you.
Okay, so I want to see the rest of this tower.
Yeah, we'll keep going up the floors and look for the one that looks the most damaged, I guess.
Alright, well, you gotta go up quite a few stairs, because like I said, very high ceilings. You get to the second floor. Basically, there's a sign on the stairwell that, you know, goes to the doorway from the stairwell that goes into this floor. And again, this is all one room. And it just says servants' quarters. And if you enter it, there's no one there at all.
Mm.
There are also no beds or anything. There's just cleaning supplies. There's like a kitchen for preparing meals and stuff, and there is food there. But like I said, No sign of any servants whatsoever.
Because his servant was a golem. So, next floor?
Yeah.
Alright, floor number 3 is divided up into 2 different rooms. It is clear from that this is his primary living space. There's a door to the right and a door to the left. The door to the right seems to lead towards a room which, just from the way the walls are done, looks like it's much bigger than the one on the left. But neither door is marked.
You go left.
Alright, if you open that door up, you come to a really very simple and slightly bare-looking bedroom. I mean, there's a large bed, there's a nightstand with a water pitcher on it. There's a book on the nightstand as well. There's one bookshelf, but, like, there aren't any tapestries or, like, ornate things or, like, you know, and the bed, while it looks serviceable, doesn't really look lavish. It's a very utilitarian room, is the point. Seems to be where a man went to sleep, and, like, he wasn't intending to bring anyone to, you know, impress anybody with this room.
Okay. He did all his fucking somewhere else, yeah. Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
he did. He purely fucked on
In
football
the broom
fields.
closet. Oh, okay, yeah. One
Yeah.
of those. Okay, yeah.
He called it a touchdown every time he came.
I mean, it is. Yeah, other room.
Yep.
That is a magical study.
Ooh.
There are books, maps, charts, scrolls. There are books on enchanting, channeling, political strategy, and history all throughout. There is a fireplace, which doesn't have any fire in it, but it looks like it could if it wanted to. And there are numerous what look like potentially magical items in like display cases almost.
Does this room look like someone was killed in it?
There isn't a body in it, no.
Okay. Yeah, Elisa might want to check back here later, but let's keep checking rooms until we either find a crime scene where he died or a golem. I mean, we can roll investigation on any room if we don't find those, but that's what we're interested in finding first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going up to the top floor.
Nobody's stopping us from going back to the old rooms after.
Nope, you're the only people that you know of in this building right now. All the floors have super high ceilings. Meaning you're on the top floor now, because you can see because it has a skylight.
Yeah.
And so this is a tall tower that is only divided into 4 floors.
He was a very tall person.
Well, no, it's just he really liked high ceilings.
Okay.
Magic's workshop. It's got first thing you notice is the light pouring in from the glass roof. The ceiling of the tower is actually made up of glass, and it looks like it has a contraption built into it to retract the roof, like it can open up. There are racks upon racks of weapons lying around. Remember, he was an enchanter. And this is where he did his stuff. And standing right next to the door as you walk in, you'll notice something I accidentally invented. He is a golem, but he is not made of clay, necessarily. He is made of mud. He is a mud golem.
Oh.
Wearing a tuxedo.
Fancy.
He is quite fancy. He is a fancy lad. And he is fully statted out too.
In case we want to fuck
Because
him
I
up.
guess I really fell in love with this concept of the Mud Butler.
Muddler.
He has a name.
Muddler.
Yep, that's his name.
I love this fancy boy. Can we recruit him? He seems useful.
I mean, I figure I'll walk up to him, flash my badge, and say, Detective First of the Walpian Federal Investigation Bureau. We're investigating the death of the master of this house, and want to know any details you can provide us.
And he looks down and just says, "Details about what?" I know many things.
Let's start with the circumstances of his death.
What about them?
How did he die?
His head was removed, wasn't it?
I don't know. I have not seen the body. How was his head removed?
I do not know.
Does his head appear to have been exploded or severed?
It appears to have been stolen.
Ah, interesting. So the head is missing. Was the neck still bleeding?
I do not know. I was downstairs polishing when I came up. Master had no head.
So you had nothing.
My hearing is not very good, and I was on first floor.
I want to roll insight on this golem, actually. See, how
Okay.
honest he's being with us. Because I have read that Discworld book about the golems.
Oh, Feet
Yeah.
of Clay. It's a good
Yeah.
book.
14 on insight.
With a 14, you can tell, as far as you know, he is simply stating facts. He is not being dishonest, doesn't seem to be, and everything he's saying seems to check out.
While you're busy entertaining the golem, I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually use twinned spell. It's meta magic, and expend 2 sorcery points to target not only me, but also you. And I'm gonna cast Spider Climb, which basically turns the target into Spider-Man. I'm gonna climb all up that ceiling.
And see if they might have climbed in through the skylight.
Yes. But first, 89.
Oh.
Well, that's gonna make your spider climbing interesting.
Fuck. Slippery
You turned into a
hands.
dolphin.
No, 89 is, until next long rest, your arms have turned into tentacles. You now have 2 flippity-floppity tentacles.
I don't know if that would be beneficial or detrimental in a climbing situation.
I think it would help. It would let you reach other... Because you're going to be sticky no matter what, but now you can curl your arms in weird ways.
Yeah, right.
True, but you don't have fingers.
Well, I just want to see, you know. I mean,
You do like an octopus climbing up a wall.
octopuses can climb really well.
Octavag.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. If you look at them in an aquarium, they're like climbing up the side of the tank.
It's like
Okay.
an aesthetic thing. Like it adds to the whole sitch. I think it's
Okay.
very aesthetically pleasing what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb up that wall. I'm gonna climb up that ceiling, and look at that flappy thing up there. Whatever it is. Flap.
You can see there is definitely a contraption that has a lot of gears and machinery that is kind of that will control it. That it looks like there's a long series of gears that go down to the ground floor, not the ground floor, but the actual floor of the top level, where it looks like a crank can be turned to open the hatch. I mean, you don't see any obvious wear and tear on it. Like, it doesn't look like it had been forced. You don't see anything. Nothing looks broken or damaged.
Okay.
I mean, I want to ask Golem about that.
However, here's the thing. While you're up there, give me a perception check
Yes. That's my worst one.
because you've changed your point of
That's
view.
basically what I was banking on.
Yeah, you're looking at the place from a different angle.
Wow. Fuck. Okay. Doesn't matter.
You know what? The DC for this was super low.
Oh, good.
After examining the hatch, and kind of going like, I guess it doesn't look forced. you start to spider climb down, and because of this, now you're looking at the other side of the workbench.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when you see the body
Oh, dang.
that was lying on the ground behind the workbench.
Very good. Yeah, so I'm gonna climb down and go back there and say to Eliza, well, I found it.
Yeah, I guess I'll look at the side eye of the golem and say, that would have been useful information.
You didn't ask.
Well,
He has a point.
What I do want to ask, that skylight, was that open at the time of the murder?
I don't know. I was downstairs, polishing.
And then you came upstairs and you found the body. And was the skylight open?
No, but he was already dead by then.
Okay.
I don't know the condition of the light during the actual murder.
Well, clearly someone on the inside would have to open and close it.
I would assume. I don't know much about machines, despite relatively being one.
Did you kill your master?
He like actually looks for the first time to show emotion. I go. It looks like offended. For whatever a pile of sentient mud can look offended. I go. I must object. I am built to serve.
Yeah, but who?
I cannot harm my master. And he pouts a little bit.
Unless he wasn't your master anymore.
He is not my master now, but he was my master until he died.
Okay,
To your knowledge, has anyone else been here recently? Anyone unusual?
No, just normal people. Chief of police. Police quartermaster.
Okay, yeah, for the weapons. Did your master have friends, like people he called friends?
Only one. Master never say his name. Live in tower to the east. Pen pals.
Pen pal. Oh! Our fart buddy? No.
Maybe. I should probably roll investigation just on this room and see if I can pick anything up that way. 18.
Ooh, an 18. What area of the room are you investigating?
I guess, around the weapons racks, around the crank for the skylight, around the body, to see if there's anything unusual about the body.
Alright, I can't give you the entire room on one roll.
I guess we'll start with the body for that roll, and I can do other parts of the room for other rolls.
Alright, the head is missing. It's not there at all. The neck, you'll notice there isn't really much blood anywhere. The neck almost looks cauterized.
So we're dealing with a Jedi.
Yep. And the body is lying on its back, and there is a pendant around, well, what's left of the neck, lying on its chest, with a red gem in its centered, which is shattered. The gem is completely
I have
destroyed.
an invocation called Eldritch Sight that gives me detect magic at will, so I can look at it and see. I can look at anything and see if it's radiating magic and how intensely.
Yeah.
So I'll look at him. I'll look at the broken necklace.
All right, looking to see if they're magical.
Yeah, see how magical they are, if they are.
If you can look around the whole room, there is virtually no magic happening here. The golem is radiating some magic because golems are inherently magical beings.
Not even the enchanted weapons?
No, because they're not enchanted anymore.
Oh, right. Okay.
When he died, everything he enchanted is no longer enchanted. All of his magics were dispelled. The golem he didn't create, so it's not his creation. So that the golem didn't get perma killed from life, but there was I think you could almost say just the aftertaste of magic everywhere. You can tell that there has been magic here, and some of it is kind of a strong scent to it, but it's not really there anymore. It's just you can kind of sense that there had been some powerful magic going on in this room.
So I guess I'll turn back to the golem and ask, So his magic's all dispelled and you're not dead. Who made you?
I do not remember. Was long time ago. Was found in ruin. That would be 1,342 years and 111 days, 14 hours, 21 minutes, 42, 43, 44,
I got it.
45.
So what is this ruin? Where is it? That you were found in?
Ooh, far to the north, at least 30, 40 feet.
40 feet to the north of here.
Yes.
So it's in the city.
This
When-
is building.
Settlers come to build new city. They find remains of old city. They find me.
Now this is going to sound like a stupid question, but does anyone in the city... Is anyone long-lived enough to have been around back then?
Not anymore.
When you said his friend lived in a tower to the east, did you mean in this city?
No, in other city.
Okay, it's our far friend. But he didn't do it, I assume. Who exactly do you belong to now?
He thinks for a minute. I am between owners, taking time for me.
You choose your own owners.
Yes,
Well, that's good for you.
I have free will to be subservient to anyone I wish.
You gonna roll persuasion?
Oh, yeah.
In this episode, getting us a companion.
20. So, what do you say you come with us? We won't wear you out too much. Give you a good life, maybe.
I cannot be worn out.
Well, you're mud, so
Mud is good.
we can maybe, help each other out. Be pals. What do you say?
He thinks for a minute. Looks at his tuxedo arm. And he says, I require high quality laundry facilities.
Laundry facilities. I'm sure we can arrange that. I'm not sure.
I'm sure you must have something in your church.
Excellent. One must always look one's
Oh,
best.
you're certainly right about that. Yeah. So, what do you say? Take a walk with us through the tower? We're gonna keep looking for things.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
First of all, what's your name?
My name is Muddler.
Muddler. Oh, that's just stupid.
It is because I am a butler and made of mud.
Yeah, I got it.
Very creative bunch there of you.
I didn't know if you needed it explained.
Well, thank you. It's always, better to be safe than dumb. So, yeah, Muddler, come join us in our investigation here.
Muddler, just walks over towards you. He's relatively slow, in that his, movement speed is only 20 feet instead of 30 for a normal.
Okay, gotta
Critter.
find a way to just permanently change that, because that's not just unacceptable.
But he is... I'm glad you decided to be his friend, because he might have actually destroyed you if you tried to fight him.
I mean, friend is a strong word here, but
You are, well, a golem servant, I guess you could say, a golem butler. You are really no closer to solving the mystery of that you're here for, other than the fact that you now know that there really is no head, no real blood splatter. The neck wound seems cauterized, and the gem he was wearing has exploded. Those are all the facts you have.
I wanna I don't know if we should do that like in bulk, but I wanna do the same thing in the other rooms. Look at them from the ceiling, and roll investigation.
Okay,
Right.
I can actually I can do that one easy. Is that in the other rooms from the ceiling, you're not gonna find anything.
Okay. I thought I was being clever, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, since we've got free run of the tower, we could just run around doing investigations on all the rooms.
What are your arcanas?
Plus 5.
+2, not very.
Then I'm gonna say that Alyssa, your curiosity is piqued by the whole thing with where the body and all that, and I'm just gonna give you a suggestion that perhaps an arcana check to try to figure out what was going on, if you can figure out what's going on, around the time that he did the death.
Okay. So that's a 16.
Okay, that's not bad. It's above average.
What kind of thing could kill someone like that?
Yep, you can tell what it kind of looks like to you is, gosh, it looks like if a person had been partially in a portal and it had closed on their neck. And a tear in reality had literally sealed itself. It would cause almost that exact injury.
Can I roll a specific investigation for... I'm looking for mail. Like, basically, if you wrote any letters back and forth that, like...
Okay. That's good. Roll it. See what happens.
15. Something that would sound interesting in this situation.
I didn't think I was going to get to use this. Alright, if you're looking through the workbench, there's a lot of papers. You know, there's a lot of stuff. There's like a pentagram and shit, you know, but there's like papers and notes and stuff. And tools. And there's also an envelope that's addressed to him. And it is a correspondence from Glexian the Mad.
Yeah.
And it says, "My dear friend, the search continues. I do have a promising lead in regards to our mutual interest. At least, it could put him in a positive mood towards us. Our benefactor has contracted out the usual useful fools to aid our great work. The world of our misty childhood shall be reborn. Hugs and kisses, Glexiv, quote, the mad, unquote," and then a winky emoticon.
I love him so much.
And then it says, P.S. Oh, shit, I forgot to do the voice. P.S. I'm just going to read it straight, fuck it. When we are young and hot again, I cannot wait to be alone in virile with you. Asterisk waggles eyebrows, asterisk.
Oh my god, they're so gay.
But one of them's dead.
P.P.S. If dreams do come true, we'll be all set.
Holy shit. That's just so fucking cheesy. Guys, just tone
right?
it down, please.
Well, one toned it all the way down to dead.
Alright, I know where we're going.
Okay, and when going through that, you notice some, notes. And, do you happen to speak or read Abyssal?
Yes, in fact.
I do
Okay,
too.
so you can tell. What,
There's some demon-ass shit going on.
You can tell that there are notes that talk about opening a portal to, basically, hell. And it's particularly to contact a particular demon lord. A demon lord known as Everdeen. By the way, I made this one up. I don't use stock D&D demons, okay? I go way further. Everdeen Gloth, the demon master of lost lore and forgotten secrets. Also, the demon master of the love of childish pranks.
Wow, there's one of those fuckers for everything, huh?
Yeah, that sounds like the one who would inspire wizards who make people fart.
Yeah, I don't want to meet the demon master of flatulence. I really don't.
Now, he was a master of childish
Oh,
pranks.
that's great.
And if you notice that Bilfoldor had a quill in his hand, but there were no new notes written.
So I guess if we need anything else from here, we can always come back. But I think
We're traveling back to that guy.
There was actually a second letter, too.
don't withhold information from me.
I am not, because it was underneath the first letter. It's a letter to, it says, it's just marked under my missed note, letter addressed to Bilfoldor. Sir, your, quote, distraction, unquote, has been taken care of in a workmanlike way. Do not allow this to happen again. We must not be found out. We are too close. Signed, just in capital letters that are like 3 times big as the rest of them. Me.
Me.
You get the impression that Bilfoldor knew who me was.
I'll take the letters, by the way.
So I guess we're off to see the wizard.
So outrageous to toll. You can lose all you have. He refused to give in to the town that takes off. So fight, you must have the will.
Yes. Ready to visit an old friend. I can't remember my voice anymore. Ah! I just changed voices 3 times mid-sentence.
Oh my god, you're turning into me!